The Municipal Clinical Oncological Center is 70 now. It's so hard to believe. Slim, elegant, dapper, without any signs of aging, this famous medical center seems to have its own particular time count. Even the members of its big friendly family differ in the question of its real age. How old do you think the center is now? I think the center is in its youth, a mature age. I'd say we're only in the beginning of our journey. Middle adulthood, the most efficient, cheerful, active and joyful age. About 25. Average about 35-40. It's a mature, fully developed adult organism. 70 is not the end. We expect to hit 150. It's young age, the wondrous urges of the heart. Something pre-pubertal, between childhood and youth. Reproductive age. It's the age of a 30-35-year-old man. He's not in his full force, but he definitely will be. That said, the clinic was born on May the 8th, 1946, on the first anniversary of the Great Victory. Its life, like that of many native Leningraders, started in a shared accommodation. First, it was sheltered by the outpatient clinic number 23 in the Starchik Avenue. Then, in 1949, it moved to the clinic in memoriam 20th anniversary of the October Revolution, and in February 1951 to the hospital in memoriam the 25th of October. Here, the Department of Radial Intercavitary Therapy was started. When in the late 1950s, in Khrushchev's years of the political thaw, Leningrad started getting private apartments. The Municipal Oncological Center gets its own building in 17A Krasny Svyazhy. By that time, it had 273 medical staff, of which 42 were oncologists. In 1963, it's got a new address, 2nd Birozova Alley, that housed the Oncological Research Institute of the Academy of Medical Sciences of the USSR. The Municipal Oncological Center celebrated its 40th anniversary in the years of perestroika, of which we're reminded by the fact that in 1989, the staff of the center elected freely as its first medical director the head of the polyclinic department, Gkod Manikhas. A significant event took place at that time in Leningrad. The building appeared recently in one of the youngest thoroughfares of the city, the Veteranov Avenue. As you can see, the fountain wasn't functioning even then. Although this fact related to the center only in 2002, when it was given the building of the liquidated multi-field hospital of the Kirovsky plant. The newly acquired premises demanded reanimation. But the medics are the best at working miracles. It was a dilapidated box, and then there appeared a beautiful white steamboat. You can't imagine how the psychological climate changed, both for the staff and the patients. After the renovation and reconstruction, we've got very handy operating theatres, good lighting, good ventilation, conditioning, modern equipment for anesthesia, for operations, modern instruments. It's comfortable working here. We have had many renovations throughout the 70 years, and it is probably a process that never finishes. Under this roof we assembled all directions of oncology, and here we make the best decisions as regards treatment. The word clinical in the name of the center emphasizes the high creative and scientific potential of its staff, of which 285 physicians, 5 are doctors of science and 51 are PhDs. 5 professors work here, as well as 1 distinguished scientist, 5 distinguished doctors of Russia, and 3 distinguished medical workers. The center is rightly considered the true heart of domestic and international clinical tests of medication and medical equipment. At some point, we began to take part in clinical studies and reached the international level. We're known abroad. New medications are introduced here, new types of treatment, including new chemical medications as well. Our experts are even known internationally, and in some places they tell patients, "Why have you come here? You've got the municipal oncological clinical center there. They're going to help you." Great physicians, nurses, the service staff and equipment we've got, that's one of the best in Europe.
На сегодняшний день одно из самых интересных в Европе.
Indeed, the center has become not only one of the major oncological centers in Russia, but also one of the most advanced and well-equipped. Proofs? Here you are. A couple of years ago, I was in New York City at a conference. When I was shown equipment, I asked, why should I look at this? We've got that in the operating theaters. A lot of equipment is input substitution, like lasers we use, and other equipment. It's made in Russia, and they're on the par. Not just Russian, but made in St. Petersburg. The recent 2 years after the modernization, our clinic, as you've seen, the stuff we got through the state program of oncology. Thanks to this 3D equipment, we perform diagnostic angiography, regional chemotherapy, work in the upper section of the abdominal cavity, the organs of the small pelvis. We perform extravascular intrusions. As equipment and preparation go, we have the last word in it, I think.
Практически по последнему слову. Получилась такая европейского уровня замечательная лаборатория.
European level lab.
Да, там, или в Италию, или во
If you go to Germany or Italy or France, this is the exact kind of lab you'll see there.
Пожалуй, народ более смекалистый.
But people are smarter here.
Находчивый.
Not always in hard cases we can use standard applicators, so we use individual masks. No one does it besides us in the country. For the first medical institute, maybe, just us and the French.
Ну, вот немножко, может, первый мед так пытается что-то делать, но не для гинекологии. А так мы единственная в стране, кто делает, вот мы и французы.
The hospital of the Municipal Clinical Oncological Center comprises 10 surgical units. The radial unit, anesthesia, reanimation and intensive therapy, rehabilitation and palliative care, chemotherapy, and the day patient facility. Over the year 2015, 15,700 operations were made. 5,482 people received chemotherapy. 2,418 people received radiotherapy. One of the indisputable achievements of the center is the radical decrease in post-operative mortality. For this, credit is due not only to the surgeons, but also to the anesthesia department, headed by Azun, and the emergency department, headed by Natalia Yurievna. With development of these new target medications, we prolongate the patients' lives. It's a great success.
Выживаемости, то есть это продлеваем жизнь нашим пациентам, да? То есть успехи большие.
It's not just oncology. We always work with a specific patient, specific medical problem that has to be specifically treated. It is a major breakthrough. If before we had to choose the patients, now we can prepare them and every patient can be operated on according to their needs. As one patient joked, "Wish I could go to heaven, but the ER won't let me." Every year, the staff conduct more than 18,000 anesthesiological treatments. Around 3,000 patients are treated in the intensive therapy wards. Our units provide work for 16 operative theaters, where on average more than 50 sophisticated operations are performed daily. A quadruple decrease in mortality. It's a very good index. We can be proud. How are things in the polyclinic? What parameters can be used to assess its work?
Есть такой критерий работы, сколько мы пропускаем через себя.
There's this criterion, the number of primary care patients. In 2014, it was 400, and it seemed a lot. Today, it's 700 to 800.
И 7-8 пункт на направление. 18:40 удобно будет. Дата рождения.
It is definitely the call center that increases the number of calls to the polyclinic, since it allows one to book an appointment from home, without the tedious waiting usual for other medical institutions. You can't compare what we had when we started with the present. We have brand new technologies and equipment.
Высокие медицинские технологии применяются очень широко. Оборудование у нас современное.
Every year, more than 20,000 X-ray and ultrasound trials are conducted, more than 1,000 functional biopsies with a stereotactic X-ray inspection. This allows to diagnose very small tumors that cannot be detected otherwise. Since 2009, the unit comprises the Center for Mammalogical Screening. You'd ask, why double-check your colleagues' work? In 2015, the number of only emergency mammal cancer cases was around 900. To a great extent, the credit is due to the experts of our unit. Colleague in Latin means co-elected. Here, at the municipal center, are assembled the co-elected to save lives of our patients. Collegiality is one of the center's secrets of success. Our unit is exemplary in that a surgeon and a chemotherapist sit together and choose the best way to treat the patients. All patients receive complex treatment. Since we're oncologists, we also have an academic department of oncology here. We discuss different issues, and it allows us to help our colleagues and ask our colleagues for help.
Нашим коллегам и просить у них и брать помощь у них.
The progress of the oncological science allowed us to open a day patient facility in 2011 where more than 60 people receive treatment daily. We have such means and technologies now that we can give the patients medications that they can take at home. The Municipal Oncological Center opened the first ostomy center in Russia that comprises all stages of rehabilitation. I'm proud that this kind of psychological assistance is provided to patients for the first time in Russia. No precedence here. Once, the head doctor of the center, Georgi Manikas, had the idea to start the Association of Patients Assistance Anti-Cancer. This year it is celebrating its 25th anniversary. The psychological rehabilitation, wellness, also crisis hotline, volunteers, and the patient school. We want our unit to grow, and it's the only one in the city, just us. In 2005, the center started the psychological help service based on the 3 principles of uniqueness. is the principle of uniqueness of life,
который приходит к нам за помощью. Это принцип
patients that ask for help.
страдания, с которым мы
It's uniqueness of
сталкиваемся.
suffering
И это принцип уникальности пути
and
преодоления
uniqueness of
болезни.
overcoming
И поэтому
the
наши
medical
психологи, они
problem.
являются кураторами
And our
нашего
psychologists are the
пациента,
curators of our
которые
patients
сопровождают его на протяжении
throughout
всего
the treatment.
медицинского лечения.
В трудную минуту
In times of
людям
trouble,
необходима
people need
духовная
spiritual
поддержка
support and
и
comforting.
утешение. И такую помощь
This they can
они
get in a
могут
praying
получить
facility
в открытом
opened by the
диспансере
center.
молельном помещении.
Это удовлетворяет духовные запросы.
This satisfies the
как,
spiritual needs
врачей,
of the doctors,
медперсонала,
the staff,
так и
as well as
тех
the
людей,
patients
которые
and their
здесь
friends and
лечатся,
relatives.
родных и близких.
Ежегодно
Every
в
year,
городском
the Municipal Clinical
клиническом
Oncological Center
проводится
hosts
более
more than
20
20
всероссийских
federal
городских
and municipal
научно-практических
scientifically
конференций,
pragmatic conferences and
семинаров,
seminars,
более 10
more than 10
мастер-классов.
masterclasses.
Еще в далеком
Even back in
1962
1962, the Health Ministry put the Municipal Oncological Center on the list of demonstrable facilities. Not only is it a sign of quality, it also necessitates its staying the best of the best.
Юбилей
A jubilee is not only about a progress review, it is also a chance to consider the future. What do you wish for in 5 years' time? By our 75th anniversary, I wish we had a new, modern polyclinic, a big, powerful center of radiology.
Радиологический центр.
Развитие и
Expansion of medication therapy.
Еще один
I wouldn't mind another day patient facility,
Здоровье,
health, success in work,
в
and
труде,
private life.
семейной жизни.
Хочется пожелать развития
I wish development to the unit and prosperity to the whole center.
отделения, новых успехов в работе. А всему диспансеру процветания.
For decent development, we need decent financing. We expect that from the city administration. In 5 years, more sound and healthy patients and colleagues' well-being.
И благополучие коллег. Мы хотели бы, чтобы было
Like a new
построено
building, a
здание
radial unit,
рядом,
and no problem
и
with
чтобы у
beaming
нас
our
был
patients.
лучевой блок, и чтобы мы не имели проблем с облучением наших пациентов.
Комнаты релаксации,
I'd like to see a
которые помогают
relaxation room
врачам
for our
быстро восстанавливаться.
Physicians,
Уменьшение количества больных.
fewer
Пусть лучше приходят
sick.
здоровые,
Let the
для
healthy come for
профилактических
preventive care.
Мечта
манипуляций.
многих, чтобы мы
Many dream
наконец-то
of a
нам
new
построили
building for the
новое
polyclinic.
здание, поликлиническое рядом с этим корпусом.
This is
У нас бы не было такой
probably our
территориальной
biggest dream.
разрозненности и сложностей в работе из-за этого. Я думаю, что это самая большая мечта многих, в том числе и главного врача, и моя лично.
Петр
Piotr
Александрович,
Alexandrovich,
а вам что
what
хочется,
would you
чтобы
definitely
через
like to
5
have in
лет
5 years?
было обязательно?
Я.
Me, in the center.
Нам
We're doing great now, and it will be even better.
Все, что мы говорили в
All we
89
talked about in 1989
практически сбылось.
actually came
У
true.
меня достаточно оптимизма
We're
и достаточно
cautiously
всё-таки,
optimistic
взвешенности,
to say
очень
that
осторожно сказать,
our
что
dreams
мечта
are doable.
Ну что ж, как мы видим,
So, as we see now,
70 лет
70
возраст
is the age of flush and bloom.
действительно. Продолжительность
Indeed,
жизни
life expectancy
и
is
огромная
growing,
заслуга в
and the
этом
credit is largely due to
сегодняшнему
today's anniversary celebrant.
Сбудутся все мечты.
Let all the dreams come
Пусть
true.
над ним всегда
Let the
светит
sun shine.
солнце. И до встречи
See you in
через
5
5
years.
лет.